Have you ever wondered what happens to your art, your photos, your creative work after you post it online? You probably assume it's just out there for people to see, to admire, maybe to share. But what if I told you that massive tech companies might be scraping your images without your permission, using them to train their powerful AI models? It's happening every single day. Artists are finding their unique styles replicated by AI. Their life's work absorbed into a machine without consent or compensation. It feels like a losing battle, right? But what if there was a way for artists to fight back, a way to turn their own art into a poison pill for the very AI models that exploit them? This isn't science fiction. It's a new technology called Nightshade, and today we're diving deep into how this digital poison works, who created it, and whether it's the silver bullet artists have been waiting for. So, what exactly is Nightshade? Created by a team of researchers at the University of Chicago, Nightshade is a tool that lets artists add invisible, microscopic changes to the pixels of their images before uploading them. To the human eye, the artwork looks exactly the same. But to an AI model that scrapes and analyzes that image for training, it's a trap. When an AI model trains on a nightshaded image, it gets a corrupted lesson. Let's say an artist uploads a beautiful digital painting of a dragon. They've run it through Nightshade first. The tool might have subtly altered the pixels in a way that, to the AI, makes the dragon look like a car. The AI model learns this incorrect association. Dragon equals car. Now, imagine this happening with thousands or even hundreds of thousands of images. An AI trained on a dataset full of nightshaded art will become hopelessly confused. If you ask it to generate a picture of a dragon, it might spit out a weird-looking sedan with wings. Ask for a dog, you might get a cat. Ask for a house, you might get a hat. The AI's understanding of the world becomes scrambled. Its outputs become chaotic and useless. In essence, the AI model is poisoned. The team behind Nightshade is led by Professor Ben Zhao. They're the same group that previously released a tool called Glaze. Glaze is a bit different. It's more of a defensive shield. It also alters the pixels in an image, but its goal is to make it difficult for AI to mimic a specific artist's style. So if an AI tries to learn your unique brushstrokes or color palettes from a glazed image, it gets confused and can't replicate your style effectively. Glaze is like a cloaking device for your art style. Nightshade is the next step. It's not just about protecting your own style. It's about actively disrupting the training process of the models themselves. It's an offensive weapon. The way it works is fascinatingly clever. An AI model learns by identifying patterns. It looks at millions of pictures of dogs and learns the key features: floppy ears, a snout, a tail that define a dog. Nightshade exploits this very process. It introduces tiny, targeted perturbations to the image data that are imperceptible to us but lead the AI to learn the wrong features. Instead of learning that a dragon has scales and breathes fire, the poisoned data teaches it that a dragon has 4 wheels and a license plate. It's a subtle but devastating attack on the model's learning foundation. The more poisoned samples an AI ingests, the worse the effect becomes. The researchers found that even a few hundred poisoned samples can start to corrupt a model. If thousands of artists start using Nightshade on their work, it could create a significant data integrity problem for companies building these large-scale models. They would no longer be able to blindly scrape the internet for training data. They'd have to worry that the data they're gathering is secretly sabotaged. This forces them to be more careful, to perhaps rely on licensed, verified datasets instead of just taking whatever they can find. And that's the whole point. The goal isn't to destroy AI forever, but to raise the cost of unethical data scraping so high that it becomes impractical. It's about forcing a change in behavior. Now, you might be thinking, can't the AI companies just detect and filter out these nightshaded images? It's not that simple, because the changes are so subtle and integrated into the core features of the image. They are incredibly difficult to detect. It's not like a watermark that can be easily cropped out or digitally removed. The poison is the image itself. Trying to clean a nightshaded image would likely damage the image so much that it becomes useless for training anyway. The creators of Nightshade have designed it to be a persistent and robust form of data poisoning. So, is this the ultimate solution? Well, it's complicated. On one hand, it's a powerful tool that puts leverage back in the hands of creators. For the first time, individual artists have a way to collectively push back against multi-billion-dollar corporations. It's a form of digital protest, a way to make their voices heard and their labor respected. By poisoning the well, they force the water drinkers to ask for permission before they take a sip. This could lead to a future where artists are properly compensated for their contributions to AI, where consent is the standard, not the exception. However, there are also potential downsides and ethical questions. What if this technology is used maliciously? Could someone use Nightshade to sabotage an open-source AI model that's being developed for good, say in scientific research or medicine? The tool is being released to the public, so there's no way to control who uses it or for what purpose. It creates an arms race. AI companies will undoubtedly invest heavily in developing countermeasures to detect and neutralize Nightshade, and the researchers will then work on making Nightshade even stronger. It's a classic cat-and-mouse game that could escalate. Furthermore, some argue that this approach is too aggressive. They believe that a better path forward is through legislation and regulation, creating clear laws about data usage and copyright in the age of AI. While Nightshade provides a technical solution, the root of the problem is legal and ethical. Relying solely on a technological fix might distract from the more fundamental, systemic changes that are needed to ensure a fair and equitable digital ecosystem for creators. Despite these concerns, the impact of Nightshade is undeniable. It has completely changed the conversation around AI and copyright. It has shown that creators are not helpless. They have agency, and they can develop innovative ways to protect their work. It's a powerful statement that data scraping without consent has consequences. The team at the University of Chicago is planning to integrate Nightshade directly into the Glaze tool, allowing artists to both cloak their style and poison their data in one single step. This makes it even easier for artists to adopt this defensive and offensive strategy. What this all boils down to is a fundamental conflict over the future of creativity and information. On one side, you have the tech giants who see the entire internet as a free resource to be mined for profit. On the other, you have the creators who pour their heart and soul into their work and demand to be treated as partners, not just raw material. Nightshade is a brilliant, audacious move in this ongoing struggle. It's a piece of code that represents a powerful idea that consent matters. Whether it will ultimately succeed in shifting the industry's practices remains to be seen, but it has already succeeded in empowering a community of artists who felt powerless. It's given them a tool, a voice, and a way to fight back, and that in itself is a monumental achievement. The age of AI is just beginning, and the rules are still being written. Thanks to tools like Nightshade, artists now have a pen in their hand, ready to help write them. What do you think? Is Nightshade a brilliant move for artists' rights, or a dangerous tool that could backfire? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of technology and creativity. See you in the next one.